I'm Mike.
And I'm Medlock, and welcome to the second episode of Beer and Shenanigans.
You mean Shenanigans?
So I had to throw that in there. We got all kinds of different things over here. We've added some different special effects, Michael liked this one.
Yeah, I'll probably bring that one out.
Yeah, probably. And, this is Mike when he, doesn't get his beer.
Denied.
All right, so this week on the show, we're going to do a couple more beers. And just want to give you a refresher on how you can follow us on social media. Facebook.com/beer and shenanigans. Twitter @shenanigansbeer. Go to Anchor.fm/beer and shenanigans. That is our hosting site. We want to thank Anchor for hosting this wonderful podcast. And beer and shenanigans podcast @gmail.com. That's where you can go and email us if you are a brewery or a event venue, I guess you could say, Mike.
Sure.
Now, you can contact us to have us come out to your venue or your brewery and come and record live. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a 5-star rating if we deserve it. Mike, go ahead and tell us what two beers we're going to be doing today.
All right. Today we have Thomas Creek Brewery River Falls Red Ale and Left Hand Brewing Milk Stout.
Ooh, two good ones. So Thomas Creek is out of Greenville. That's our local brewery. It's one of my favorites. And Left Hand Milk Stout. I've never had the Left Hand beer at all.
I've had a couple different Left Hands, but I've never had the Milk Stout. So it'll be
this is going to be interesting
discovery
today
for both of us.
Yeah.
Left Hand is out of Longmont, Colorado, by the way.
Okay, so we got one from Greenville, our home area here, and we've got one from Colorado. So let's go ahead and get started for today. Give us our first beer, Mike.
All right, so the first one, this is Medlock's choosing, which is the Thomas Creek River Falls Red Ale. It's got a ABV of 6.2% and IBU of 25. And again, their location is Greenville, South Carolina. You can find them at thomascreekbeer.com. This is a Irish red ale. It's available year-round, and it's recommended to drink out of a pint glass.
Now, Thomas Creek, this is their signature beer. Unfortunately, they didn't have any information on their website, so the description is actually going to come from TotalWine.com. This is where we picked up these two beers today. We get most of our beer there. Again, this is where the biggest selection around the area. If someone is in our area and hearing this and know of a better place, give us a shout out.
Or even a secondary place.
Yeah, a secondary place.
It doesn't have to be better.
It doesn't have to be better. It's somewhere that, if you see a
Might
beer
have
that
different selections than Total Wine.
Exactly. And plus you got the breweries that there's some breweries around that do not even
distribute.
Yeah, they don't distribute, and you have to go to the brewery and get it. So local breweries, you hear us, give us a shout out, beer and shenanigans podcast @gmail.com. So Mike, give us a little bit what Total Wine says about this beer.
All right, it says pouring a deep copper color. It's a medium-bodied, smooth, drinkable Irish red ale with an evenly roasted malt character. Some of their highlights are malty, toasty, caramel, and toffee.
And it is a medium-bodied. It's we were pouring it earlier into our beer and shenanigans beer flight here we have on the studio table, and it is a good copper color.
Yes,
it is.
I would definitely describe that as copper.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a lot of a domestic, but just a darker color. When we were trying to pour it, it took us a while because it's got a good head on it. I mean,
I would almost say too much of a head.
Yeah, too much, but that's what gives it its flavor and its character.
It took quite a while for it to go down to a level where you could actually finish filling the glass.
But that's not a bad thing, though.
We'll find out.
Now, I will say that Thomas Creek River Falls Red Ale is in my top 5. And what are you going to say? What would it rate in as many beers as you've had over the years? What would you rate it?
It's a good
top
one.
Top 5, top 10?
I don't know that I'd even put it in the top 10, but it's very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a local guy. You know, if you ever get to see us out and about, you know, ask about my tattoo. I'll show you my tattoo on my leg. It's the Palmetto tree with native up the trunk, and so I'm kind of partial to South Carolina beers, but that's just me. All right, so we're gonna try this beer here. Sorry, there wasn't a whole lot of long description like we had in the first episode, but like I said, Thomas Creek didn't have anything on their website. But if you hear this, give us a call. We'll help you with your website. So, Mike, cheers.
Cheers. As I'm picking this up, I noticed that it's still creating more head.
That is really good. Really, really good. And just like the 21st Amendment we had last week, it still has that the head marking. It's not. It kind of like it's disappearing a little bit quicker than the Blood Orange IPA did, but it's still there.
Yeah, you can still distinguish.
But all in all,
that is. I would definitely describe it as a much more malty flavor than a hoppy flavor.
I do taste that toffee in there. It's got a really good finish.
There is a hint of toffee in there.
It's got that toasty finish that you want to taste.
Yeah, there's definitely an aftertaste there that is, I guess you call it toasty.
Yeah. I like it. So, yeah.
It's extremely bubbly.
Yeah, very, very bubbly. I like it, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, top 5.
It's definitely an easy drinker.
So, Thomas Creek, you remember that. I put it in top 5. Mike's going to name put it in top 10. So, just remember that. Y'all like me better than him. Right? Okay, Mike, what does Untappd say about it?
They give it a 3.52 out of 5. And Beer Advocate gives it a 3.61 out of 5.
Okay, so this is more of a local to South Carolina beer. I've actually seen it in Charleston and in Columbia. If you're not from the area, Columbia is our state capital. Charleston is down on the coast, of course. And I've seen it in, just about everywhere in the state of South Carolina. I don't know if other states can get it. I don't know what their distribution is of it. But it is one of our hometown locals. So if you do get a chance to get it, try it out. That is their signature beer. Mike, how many pints you going to give it? 1 out of 5. Or, if it's good enough, let's bring home a 6-pack.
I think I'm going to give it 2.5, only because it feels a little heavy to me. I don't know that I could drink more than 1.
Now, I like red ales. I'm an ale guy.
I love red ales too, but this one's just a little bit heavy.
I love my ales. Again, my favorite is a blonde ale, but the Irish Red kind of gives me that kind of a George Killian's type feeling.
There's a spark to it.
Did you just say spark?
I did.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna be a little biased here. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I'm gonna go with that 6-pack today, but I like the 5 out of 5.
We've all got different preferences. That's completely fine.
That's the way we do. I have been by. I've never stopped at Thomas Creek Brewery. I have been rode by there several times. I know they have a tap room. They have like a snack bar kind of thing. So if you're in the area, go by and see them. I hear they're real personable.
Almost burped in the microphone.
If you haven't figured it out, we've had a few beers today. So, but this is what it's all about. We're out here telling you about these beers, and
it has an excellent flavor to it.
Yes, it really
does. I will not
does.
mark it down on that at all.
All right, so ThomasCreekBeer.com. They have several different ones. We'll go into some of these later on once we, get them marked off our list. We had one earlier today, Appalachian Amber Ale, and it was 6.8% alcohol, and it was really good.
That was delicious. That was a Thomas Creek.
So we'll go into that. We'll get that on our list down the road. So
later episodes we'll get into the malts and
Yes,
all
we're going to do a
that
lot of research on
different
that
things
and try and find some experts, like some of these brewmasters around the area.
Yeah, give us some background because, quite honestly, we don't have a whole lot of knowledge about the different roasts and malts and whatnot. So we'd be curious. To
Yeah,
know.
we're not the brewmasters. We're just the beer drinkers.
Exactly.
All right, so let's go to number 2. So number 2 this week is our Left Hand Brewing Company Milk Stout. It is a 6% alcohol by volume, IBU of 25. So good. So it seems like it's going to be a good drinking beer. They're out of Longmont, California. I'm sorry, Longmont, Colorado. Left Hand, don't shunt me for that. Their website is lefthandbrewing.com. It is an English sweet milk stout. So English mean is a sweet stout, also referred to as a cream stout or milk stout. It is black in color. Malt sweetness, chocolate, and caramel should dominate the flavor profile and contribute to the aroma. Just sitting here looking at it,
It's black.
it's black, all right. It's it looks like
had almost no head whatsoever when you pour it.
exactly, and it's it looks like a Coca-Cola sitting here. I've never had a milk stout in my
Smaller
life.
bubbles.
Yeah, I've never had a milk stout in my life, and I'm the ale guy. So,
And be quite honest, in the past was never a fan of stouts, but I've just recently started trying them more often. So I've never had this one either, so I'm very curious to see what it's like. But
yeah.
I've had a few lately that I really enjoyed. So
Yeah, so when we go and pick these beers each week, we just kind of go on the again Total Wine website and just see what kind of tickles our fancy.
Yeah.
Is that fine to say there? Tickle my fancy?
Is that rated G?
Y'all should see.
What kind of fancy
y'all
are you
should see
talking
the face
about?
look that Mike's giving right now to me. Yeah, he's giving me one of them. You shouldn't have said that.
We don't do those kind of shenanigans on this show.
Speaking of shenanigans, just look on our anchor.fm/beer and shenanigans is our profile for our hosting site, and our YouTube channel link is on there. We're going to be having some videos coming up on there. I know that one big thing that a lot of our friends at our full-time job have said, why don't you brew your own beer? And
Yeah,
that's going to
we're
be one
gonna
of our
give that a shot.
shenanigans. So we're going to give that a shot and see what happens, and just kind of go with the kit to start off with, but then we're going to add some other things to it later on. So there again, we didn't plan this, but Left Hand didn't have a whole lot of information about the milk stout here, so we had to go to Total Wine and get their description. So it says, from TotalWine.com, strong roasted malt and coffee flavors are mellowed by the addition of milk, sugars, giving this beer a great creamy mouth feel.
I'm not sure if I feel comfortable with that description, but
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So the flavors kind of is a malty, sweet, chocolatey, caramel-ish flavor. It is full-bodied. I mean, you can look at that and tell it's full-bodied. Like I said, it looks like a Coca-Cola sitting here with like some haze on top of it. So
yeah,
let's
give it a try.
let's give it a try. Cheers.
Cheers.
Right off the bat, I taste the malt and the chocolate. And that caramel comes in at the end.
It's definitely a strong roasted malt flavor.
Yes,
That's the first
very,
thing I noticed.
very, very good.
Not burnt, but it's strong.
No. I've had some beers before that had that burnt flavor to it.
Yeah, this does not have a burnt flavor.
No,
But-
some people do prefer the more, not really burnt, but just over roasted, I would say. But this is very smooth.
It's just extremely smooth, way more smooth.
Okay,
than
I can
expected.
understand what Total Wine's saying here. Great creamy mouthfeel. I kind of see what they're saying there. It's
Yeah.
It doesn't have it's got a good finish. It does not have an aftertaste whatsoever. It doesn't linger with you. It's something that would seem like it would pair good with food. More of a, what would you say, Mike? More of, not really fried foods, but maybe like grilled foods.
Definitely a steak.
Good
I would
steak.
drink this with a steak for sure.
A really good like restaurant salad. I'm not a house salad, but something like
I
you
don't
see.
need salad. Do I look like a rabbit?
That's not even funny. Yeah, I mean,
I'm a carnivore.
yeah, well, I'm an omnivore, okay? We're going Bill Nye on y'all all of a sudden. All right, so let's go with Untapped. Gives it a 3.89 out of 5. Beer Advocate actually goes a little higher and goes a 4.0 out of 5. I kind of like this. Mike?
I'm enjoying this quite a bit. It's not something you could drink fast, that's for sure.
You don't want to drink it fast because of the full bodiness.
Yeah, you could actually take sips and notice different flavors each sip.
Yeah, it's kind of like a good whiskey, a good scotch where you want to sit and sip on it a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to think of the flavor I'm getting through right now. Almost, I guess I would say plum, almost.
Plum?
Yeah.
In a milk stout?
Yeah.
Y'all think Mike's had a stroke?
Possibly, but that's what I'm tasting at the moment. The next sip will probably be different.
Yeah, it seems like you get like the sweetness, and then you get a chocolateness, and then the caramel. It's like a different flavor.
Chocolate.
Yeah, it's a different flavor every time.
I'm intrigued by this one for sure.
Yeah, it's very, very, very good. So Left Hand did a good job.
Oh yeah.
Mike, how many pints you gonna give it?
I think I'll give this a 4.
Okay, so he's gonna go with
maybe even 4 1/4.
4 1/4. 4 1/4 pints.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this one.
So he's had 4 full pints, and then he had a party foul on the last one. I'm kidding. No, that's very, very good. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. So 4.5 out of 5 pints.
That's surprising coming from Mr. Medlock here.
Yeah, well, I'm keeping an open mind here because, like I said, this show's not about us. It's our opinion, and I'm branching out a little bit and seeing what kind of different beers are out there.
Yeah, and we're hoping other people will as well.
Yes.
Just from listening to this.
If you do agree with us, take a
Right.
leap and try something. If you do agree with us on that, let us know. Facebook.com/beer and shenanigans and shenanigans beer on Twitter. And if you disagree with us and say, no, you're wrong, that's the best beer in the world, let us know. I mean, you can send us a PM, send us a DM. You can leave it right there on the site. We're going to be working on some polls here soon and getting a list of the next 6 beers and see what order you want to see them in. The most votes gets the first tasting. Mike, you're sniffing your beer. What are you doing?
I'm intrigued by this one.
It is kind of intriguing.
Yeah. It's very complex.
Yeah. I mean, most people say beer should not be complex. It's beer. And that's the stigma you see with beer.
Yeah, that with all these craft brews, microbrews around, they're putting so much into these that it's not just beer anymore. There's so many different things you can put into there. Like we mentioned earlier, the different kinds of malts and hops you can find. Just a different combination of those. Not to mention the fruits and whatever else you can imagine. You can throw in there too.
Absolutely. Because
it becomes like a never-ending list of possibilities. With
absolutely. I mean,
beer.
And I know Mike's going to probably throw something across the studio at me here, but I like Blue Moon, the original Blue Moon.
Yeah.
But it's a micro brew, but. We talked about last episode. I made a joke about Twin Peaks, but
I will admit to you when I lived in Kalamazoo, Michigan, many years ago, we went to a local bar, and that was the only beer I drank there because the rest of them, quite honestly, I didn't care for.
Yeah, you do find some bars like that, but
so Blue Moon has its place.
And you got the Blue Moon type varieties where like at Twin Peaks, my favorite beer there, and it's in my top. That's another one in my top 5 is the Twin Peaks Blonde Ale, Dirty Blonde, and they bring it's garnished with an orange, and it's really, really good. It's really good drinking. It's got a good finish to it, and it's got a little bit different taste than a Blue Moon does. So that's another one of my top 5s, and hopefully anybody at Twin Peaks, the Brooks family, y'all hear this, y'all give us a call. We'll come out to a Twin Peaks near you and record live. We'd like to do that sometime.
Yeah.
All right.
Twin Peaks has a really good beer.
Yes, they do. They have a good selection. If you haven't been out there, it's not just the man place to go. It's actually a good location to go. All right, so we're gonna wrap up this episode, and we always remind you, if you don't want to hear this sound, we remind you not to drink and drive. Please drink responsibly and always have a designated driver. And that's what we have on tap for this week. Don't forget to spread the word about the show and hit the subscribe button and leave us a 5-star rating if we deserve it. Again, I'm Medlock.
I'm Mike.
And this has been Beer and Shenanigans.